Shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect, those in the gospel abroad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is another lesson through the Spirit. The Lord's word to be edifying. It says, Kamala promises to abolish ICE. Welcome unlimited illegal immigration into America. As you know, that they've been allegedly dealing with this border crisis here in the West, and not only here in America, but Poland, the UK. All right, you have these particular so-called illegal immigrants or migrants coming from places like Belarus into Poland, which they have firing orders on these particular people. In the UK, you have all types of attacks and people breaking into homes and all types of chaos and riots ensuing in the streets of the UK. And what are the chances that you have the same thing here in America? Okay, now I always said that a lot of these particular migrants or particular people from Venezuelan countries can very well be CIA operatives or what they call paid agitators or crisis actors. Okay, people to bring in order out of chaos, confusion. And we told you before that this current administration will be at the helm of a lot of your confusion and draconian laws that's getting ready to get passed, because I was watching a little bit of that DNC, the Democratic National Convention, that took place last night. I think it's from the 19th to the 22nd out there in Chicago. And basically you had this guy Biden, which a lot of sources are basically saying that there was a humiliation ritual of him basically in a roundabout way saying how much he done fucked up. Now, I may have watched like 10-15 minutes of it before I went to sleep, because honestly speaking, it's all smoke and mirrors anyway. Whether, you know, the current administration stays active or they get a new administration in there, America's going to be destroyed. But just from what it's looking like, it looked like that they're vouching to put Kamala in there, okay? Do I think she's going to win the election? No, hands down, I think Trump will win. But somehow, some way, if you pay attention and you look at, and you read it between the lines, they're already basically specifying that, you know, they're going to give it to her if you can understand their hip talk, so to speak. You know, they keep saying a new queen, a new nominee. They may find out how to push this bitch in there, and she's going to come up with all types of policies, outlawing free speech, making it illegal to speak against women, and the list goes on, man. So this place is getting ready to totally be in total chaos, because I was looking at this article here, and also I was looking at this particular article when it says cop sounds alarm as violent Colombian gangsters ransack homes in Florida using cunning disguises and security busting tactics. And as we know that Biden's patrol, what do you call his patrolling agencies or his border patrol, they didn't really do the job, because I believe it was supposed to be within her realm to stop or to keep the border secure. And yet you probably easily got 200 million more people over here. You know, America has a total between 325 to 350 million people. You probably got twice as much as that, because, you know, they've been letting people over here for the last couple of years. Okay, it ain't just start with this administration, but they've been letting people over here from Colombia, from Venezuela, Iran. Okay, you got Iranian nationals. You have all types of foreigners that's in this country. They're just living among the people like they're citizens until they're activated. But peep this, because we know that ICE is pretty much the illegal, or it stands for, like, matter of fact, let's just look it up. Let's get the proper abbreviature for it, just to get some understanding on it. All right. Let's go here. ICE Patrol. ICE Border Patrol. Yep, basically stands for Immigration and Customs Enforcement, which stands for U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, which custom enforcement enforces federal laws governing border controls, customs, trade, and immigration, which they did a horrible job in doing. Okay, so now you have all this chaos, which they're basically trying to put the tribes against one another, because we know that the scriptures say that Ephraim and Judah were going to link up against these Edomites. So even though you have all this chaos among Jake, eventually the tribes are going to link up. Okay, but it says here, if Kamala Harris and Tim Walz get installed into the White House, it says installed, it says next January, America's southern border will remain open indefinitely to allow for unlimited illegal immigration, reports are warning. It says Kamala are pushing wide open borders as part of her radical agenda for the United States, including the dismantle of Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency, which is ICE, any associations restricted on illegal entry into the country. Now, remember the kick, send the illegals back, send these people back, send them back. They've been complaining about them coming over here for some time. Okay, but in fact, they're allowing them over here because the borders are open. Now, they're trying to make it illegal to speak out against this current administration. Okay, because eventually they want to take away particular talking points like freedom of speech and speaking on the indiscretion of the current administration to hide their narratives, man. So therefore, they want to silence people. You know, but overall, it's the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, because the scriptures say like will be done will be done on earth as it be in heaven. So this is all prophecy, and honestly speaking, this is a beautiful thing, you know, having this prophecy to take place, because this is going to lead into the purging of Babylon the Great. So in reality, we don't really care. Okay, we don't really care. It don't really bother us one bit. It's you people that's going to suffer from dealing with the after effects of this thing. But we understand the whole dynamic of it because it's in the scriptures. But it reads here, it says, in 2018, Walz marched and abolished ICE protests in Minneapolis. But this was therefore he locked down the state in 2020 over the you-know-what. But it says here, an open border guy himself, Walz, participated in the Families Belong Together demonstration that year to oppose then President Trump's immigration policies. But it says that same year, Trump signed an executive order to keep families from being separated at the border, but Walz marched anyway to call for an end to family separation. And this is all done by design, okay, because they want to bring ultimate confusion and chaos, and they want to destabilize Babylon. This is all done by design, okay? They're not allowing them people over here because they want them to find a better life, but they need them over here so they can be justified on pushing certain laws. And then some of them are sleeper cells, man. Okay, some of them are UN troops. And not only them, like I said, you got Chinese nationals over here. You got Ukrainian nationals. It ain't just Venezuelans or Colombians. But it reads here, it says, many of the demonstrators at the Family Belong Together could be heard shouting for the elimination of all border, period, which will be a full globalism in motion. But Walz shared photos of himself at the rally on Facebook, praising himself and the others in attendance for using their voice to tell Trump administration that families belong together. But it says thousands of children and their parents are still separated, Walz complaining, we won't stop marching till they are united. But to further show his support for illegal immigration, Walz signed a law into legislation in Minnesota that allows illegal aliens to obtain driver's license, the same thing Kamala helped to implement in California. It says a failed president candidate for the Republican ticket, Nikki Haley, spoke out just months or moments after the Kamala picked Walz as a running mate, stating that a Harris-Walz ticket is a win for open borders, socialism, and Iran. Okay, because you do have Iranian nationals over here. But Walz also created an Office of New Americans to make it easier and quicker for illegal aliens to flood the country and to take whatever they can along the way while American citizens suffer. And this is why you've been seeing that a lot of people here been going to Facebook, Twitter, complaining about the money that they don't have and the lack of support they have from the government. But yet you got migrants coming over here with $10,000 on a food stamp card, $5,000 in spending bonus, free rent, free food, free cars. You know, why you have to work a 9 to 5 and pay taxes and still owe at the end of the year. These people are getting a meal ticket, and ultimately that is used to bring division and civil unrest to America, because eventually the people are going to get tired of dealing with it. All right. But it says Kamala and Tim Walz are too open border weak on crime to fund the police liberals who make up the most radical far left ticket in the history of our country. It says, Walz infamously stated about a week ago that he opposes Trump's effort to build a border wall while in office, promising to invest in a ladder factory should Trump get reelected and continue with those efforts. It said he talks about this wall, and I always say, let me know how high it is. Walz said, if it's 25 feet, then I'll invest in a 30-foot ladder factory. That's not how you stop this. But on the other benefits available to illegal aliens thanks to Walz, including eligibility for Minnesota's tuition-free college program, as well as for the state's Minnesota Care Healthcare Plan, free healthcare. My position on Minnesota becoming a sanctuary state boils down to who has the responsibility for enforcing immigration laws. It says, but here's what I believe. It says Congress has given federal agencies the authority to enforce immigration laws in Minnesota, and I support their doing so. But Congress have not given local law enforcement that same authority. But the role of law enforcement is to enforce state and local laws, not federal immigration laws, and I strongly believe that they should not do so. So basically, police can't get involved, okay, which is going to lead to all-out fucking hell, and this is what they want, okay? And this is Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai making sure that come to pass, because this place is getting ready to be purged, man. All right, so this is the book of Ezekiel 21, and I'm gonna start at verses. Let's start at verses 6. It says, sigh therefore, thou son of man, with the breaking of thy loins, and with bitterness sigh before thy eyes. And it should be, when they say unto thee, wherefore sighest thou? That thou shalt answer for the Titans, because it cometh, and every heart shall melt, and all hands shall be feeble, and every spirit shall faint, and all knees should be weak as water. Okay, because the Lord is getting ready to bring unprecedented hell here. Okay, the death toll, the Lord is getting ready to pour out the spirit of death in Babylon. And you're going to see it in a lot of this coming civil war. It says, behold, it cometh, and it should be brought to pass, says the Lord Yahweh. Then again, the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, son of man, prophecy and say, thus says the Lord, say a sword is sharpened, and it's also furbished. And when you go into furbished means to be like brand new, or to be modified. Or when you, back in the day, they had some a place that you take your cell phones to get fixed. I think it was called Aetna or something like that. What happens is, if your phone break down, you call the 800 number, you ship it, they'll fix it, put new parts in it, and send it back. And the short term for that is called refurbished, meaning like new. All right, but it reads, and it says here, it is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. And first and foremost, that sore slaughter is going to be upon you Negro, Latino, and Native American. Okay, and you Edomites as well. But them tribes, man, mainly them Venezuelans, they're putting hell on you devils. And it says, should we then make mirth? It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree, and he had given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. But this sword is sharpened, and it is furbished to give it to the hand of the slayer. And that slayer is nothing more than a so-called white man. Okay, though indirectly, he has his hand in it. He's putting forth policies that's enabling these particular issues, man. All right, and it says here, it is slaughtered to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. But should we then make mirth? Okay, meaning mirth, meaning like good time. You know, Jake is all about mirth, folly, folly, folly. You see? But it says here, and he given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. And the sword is sharpened, and it is furbished to give into the hand of the slayer. So cry and howl, son of man, for it should be upon my people, and it should be upon all the princes of Israel. Terrors by reason of the sword should be upon my people, so smite therefore upon the thigh. Okay, which Ezekiel basically had to enact out certain of these of the Lord's judgments, and he had to act out some of these things. So therefore, that's representation as to what Israel was going to go through. Like Isaiah, he had to walk around pretty much nude for like 3 years, man, to represent Israel's nakedness. Okay. This is 2nd Esdras 8 and 50. It says, for many great misery should be done to them that in the latter time should dwell in the world, because they have walked with great pride. Yeah. Meaning your home's going to be looted, ransacked. You know, people are going to be totally jacked up out here. People, like, evictions at an all-time high. Like Apostle Tahari, he did a video stating that 2nd Esdras is getting ready to come back. I mean, Isaiah 4:1 is getting ready to come back, well, it's not getting ready to, it's getting ready to hit in a harsh manner, man, because these women are catching all types of hell. You know, in Salakia, my thoughts ain't really falling into place today. It's been a long day. But, you know, through the Spirit, we're going to do what we got to do. Because, hey, this is the time of the Lord's judgment, man. All right. I got one more precept because I got to get up out of here. But this is the book of 2nd Esdras, 16. And I'm going to start at verses. Let's start at verses 23. It says, and the dead should be cast out as dung, and there should no man be left to comfort them. For the earth should be wasted, and the city should be casted down. Yeah, throughout all the chaos, there's fighting, riots, turmoil, all hell breaking loose, these cities being totally destabilized. It says there should be no man left to till the earth and to sow it, and the trees should give fruit, and who should gather them, right? Because the dead is going to be innumerable. Going down to verses 28, for of a city there should be 10 left, and 2 of the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and in the clefts of the rocks. And I'm going to jump down a little bit, 31. Even so in those days there should be 3 or 4 led by them that search their houses. I hate that shit, man. That search their houses with the sword, and the earth should be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old. And our ways and all our paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man should travel there through. So therefore the virgins should mourn, having no bridegrooms, and the women should mourn, having no husbands, and the daughters should mourn, having no helpers. And in the war should like bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands should perish of famine. Because the hell, you know, people getting ready to die, and a lot of you getting ready to be shipped off into this war. Okay? But anyway, I'm going to end it here, giving our praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. Our Lord's will, you will edify. Until the next